Once upon a time, in a busy countryside nestled between the hills of Kenya, there lived a woman named Arara, whose heart was as warm and inviting as the delicious meals she lovingly prepared. Arara was not just known for her culinary skills, she was a beacon of kindness and compassion, deeply rooted in her Christian faith. Inspired by the teachings of the Bible, she often reflected on the miraculous story of Jesus feeding the multitude with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. This tale resonated with her spirit, instilling in her a profound belief in the power of sharing and the abundance that faith could bring. As the years rolled by and the vibrant colors of the village changed with the seasons, Arara found herself grappling with the challenges of aging. Cooking, which once brought her immense joy, began to feel like a daunting task. One evening, weary from the day's labors and lost in thought, she sank into her favorite chair by the window, looking out at the starlit sky. With a heart full of hope, she whispered a prayer, asking for guidance and strength. In that sacred moment, she felt a gentle nudge from the Lord, urging her to venture into the nearby forest, where she would discover an anointed cooking pot that could help her in her time of need. The following morning, with renewed faith and a glimmer of excitement in her heart, Arara set off toward the forest, her steps light and purposeful. The lush greenery enveloped her as she walked among towering trees and vibrant wildflowers, the sweet sounds of nature accompanying her journey. After wandering for a while, she stumbled upon a clearing bathed in sunlight, where she spotted something glistening beneath a pile of fallen leaves. Curiosity piqued, she knelt down and uncovered a beautifully crafted pot, adorned with intricate engravings that seemed to tell stories of faith and nourishment. As she held the pot in her hands, a sense of reverence washed over her. "I wish I had a pot that could cook for me," she whispered, almost as if speaking her desire aloud would bring it to life. To her astonishment, the pot responded, glowing with a brilliant light that illuminated the clearing. It danced and trembled in her grasp, before filling itself with water that began to bubble and simmer. Arara watched, wide-eyed, as the pot effortlessly conjured a hearty stew, filling the air with an enticing aroma that wafted through the trees and into her very soul. From that miraculous day forward, the anointed cooking pot became Arara's cherished companion, transforming her kitchen into a sanctuary of flavors and aromas. With just a simple mention of the dish she desired, the pot would spring to life, creating everything from savory stews to sweet pies. Word of Arara's magical pot spread like wildfire throughout the village, and soon neighbors began flocking to her cottage, each bringing their own ingredients and seeking her help in preparing meals. Arara's generous spirit welcomed all, and her home soon became a gathering place filled with laughter, stories, and the joyous clatter of cooking. However, as the pot continued to work its magic, it began to overflow with food, stews, loaves of bread, and an array of delightful pastries. What was once a source of joy started to turn into a conundrum, as the village found itself inundated with more food than they could possibly consume. The streets were filled with piles of bread, and the air was thick with the scent of stew, leading to a mix of delight and concern among the villagers. Recognizing the chaos that had emerged from the pot's gifts, Arara gathered the villagers in the town square. With compassion and wisdom, she explained that they needed to come together to find a solution. Inspired by her unwavering faith, she proposed a grand feast, inviting everyone to partake in the bountiful harvest. Together they worked side by side, cooking and laughing, turning what could have been a disaster into a celebration of community and togetherness. From that day on, the villagers learned to embrace the pot's gifts with a spirit of moderation and gratitude. They took turns cooking alongside Arara, ensuring that no one went hungry while cherishing the magic of the anointed pot. Arara found immense joy in sharing her talents, and the village thrived as they discovered the beauty of unity and abundance. As the years flowed like the gentle streams that wound through the hills, the anointed pot became a cherished symbol of community, love, and generosity. It taught the villagers invaluable lessons about sharing, caring, and working together, transforming a potential crisis into a beloved tradition that would be passed down through generations. And so, Arara and her magical cooking pot lived happily ever after, forever bringing joy, laughter, and togetherness to their village, embodying the spirit of faith and abundance that Arara held so dear to her heart.